Hello, Steve Wagner here. This is a tutorial on CINC. We'll cross over a little bit to KV Core, but the focus of this particular tutorial is CINC. And that's the logo for CINC. And these are just some of the tools that we provide you. It's like pieces of the puzzle. Want you to fit them all together. And it's just a demonstration of how committed we are to your success having both CINC and KV Core, the two premier CRM lead generation platforms out there. So you've got two options. CINC is free. KV Core is $15 a month. We'll talk more about that in a second. This is kind of what a CINC looks like when it's on screens, and the screens can be a desktop, notebook, or laptop, iPad, smartphone. And they call these smart CRMs because the old CRMs are kind of like the old phones. They're dumb. But these CRMs, the CINC and KV Core, are very smart. They're the next level. So how do you find out more about CINC after watching this video? Well, you go to the Tech tab on VPR Central. Okay, go to the Tech tab, scroll down, and there's your CINC info page. In case you want to go to the KV Core info page, it's right underneath it. Now, one of the main advantages of CINC is that they are an international company, but they're based out of Marietta, Georgia. Very rare, because if you look to the right, most of the tech companies like CINC or KV Core are based out of San Francisco, Silicon Valley areas. In fact, KV Core is based out of Silicon Valley. So you can attend a lot of the live training with CINC very easily. It's not inexpensive, but it is high quality. So keep that in mind. We've had CINC since 2016, very pleased with it. I really feel like it's almost like the Rolls Royce of CRMs. Now we give you, imagine like a Rolls Royce is a 12-cylinder, but then they come up with a 6-cylinder, but it's still a Rolls Royce, but it's a 6-cylinder. Well, that's kind of the version that we give you. I'm gonna go over pricing in a second, but we give you pretty much about 95% of what CINC customers that are paying $1,000 a month are getting, except you're getting yours for free and they're paying $1,000 a month. And $1,000 a month doesn't include leads. They have to pay extra for leads. So you're getting 95% of what you'd be paying $1,000 a month. We're real proud of that. Now there's a reason why we added KV Core, because they're almost direct competitors. They almost provide the identical platform, the identical features and benefits. But there are some differences. And if there weren't these differences, well, obviously we wouldn't be having two direct competitors, almost identical platforms. We'll get more detail as to what the differences are. But as you heard before, CINC is free. KV Core is $15 a month. Now, one excitement, and I can't really get much into it because it just dropped last night. So I'm recording this on a Saturday, Friday afternoon late. They announced that now agents will be able to get what I call effortless leads, and what's really better framed as or described as agent Facebook pay-per-click leads that they will set up for you. Now, you've always been able to get agent Facebook pay-per-click leads, but you'd have to kind of do it yourself. Apparently, they've got a way they can help you do this. And so that is one of the reasons why we brought in KV Core, is that we didn't have through CINC effortless leads. KV Core allowed you to put in a credit card and get either Google or Facebook leads. Well, CINC has just come out with a version of you being able to get effortless Facebook leads, but I have no details on how good this is going to be, how it's going to work. But stay tuned. We will post a video to the VPR Central page when that becomes available. We'll at least post info on that. But this is a big development, but I'm going to keep going along as if that didn't really even happen. Now, one of the concepts of using both CINC and KV Core is to try to keep your prospects and your clients out of the Zillow trap. I call it the Zillow trap. It could be Realtor.com. It could be any other platform. It could be somebody else's CINC platform. You don't want your people to go into these search sites, because these search sites are nothing but lead generation sites. So is yours, but they are lead generation sites. So if your people go visit Zillow or any of these types of sites that are not yours, they're going to extract their name, phone number, and email address, and people will start using some of these brilliant follow-up techniques. So close your people, and next thing you know, they're their clients and not your clients. So we want you to, the concept too, to protect your career and to expand your career. Maybe concept 3 should be expand your career by using internet leads today, and protecting your current clients, and then bringing in new clients via the internet lead route. If you're not doing the internet lead route, you're missing the boat. You're going to be like those two dinosaurs that could get phased out. Yes, this is a CRM, so just keep in mind that this is the new version of the smart CRMs. And like you would expect, it's got a lead profile, that section or part of it that you could put all the information. You have a lot of nifty tools. You can send your mobile app to them. And if you look at the upper left-hand arrow, red arrow there, send a mobile app. You can call them directly from in there. You can text them directly from there. You can email them directly. You can keep all the notes, reminders, and all types of stuff. You just have to get in there. It's very well designed. It's one of the better laid out CRM lead profile arrangements that you can get. Now, it also has what we call an agent launch pad. I call it a business management platform launch pad, because you at the very top, look to the upper right where the first blue arrow is. It has algorithms on who you should call. It looks at all your leads and kind of tells you these are the ones you should call the most. It has reminders that occur when you're using this kind of automatically or easily while you're working your CRM. It'll give you your reminders and tasks as well. And then it also will have, just if you want to do a daily to-do list, you can do that as well. So it kind of keeps you organized using plans and reminders, to-do lists, and call algorithms. But the main thing that these things do, they are lead generation machines. You got to work the system. It just doesn't. A lot of people get the platform and think the leads are going to flow in. You have to do things to make the leads flow in. But the opportunity is clearly there. So that's what these are. If you can drive traffic, what these things do. Okay, the number one thing that these things, other than being a CRM, is that if you get traffic to these sites, people that are actually wanting to look at properties, it's going to pull their name, phone number, email address. That's the brilliance of it. That's what these things stand out from all other things. So the other concept is you want to put all your leads in one place. A lot of stuff I'll repeat over and over again, but you want to get all. You can get Zillow, you can have Zillow leads, you can have leads from many other sources, but you want to eventually configure it to where they all auto drip into your CINC or KV Core platform. And you want to become your own Zillow. And so you use mostly the number one lead gen thing right now are Facebook boosts that you do. You connect your Facebook ads to your platform as we instruct you, as you are instructed in here. So there are numerous techniques for blending your CINC platform with Facebook, and you'll have to take additional tutorials to do that. And then you can just use Google pay-per-click to drive traffic to or any technique to drive traffic to your primary lead gen landing page, your lead gen website. And again, it'll do all the work for you. They're designed to extract their name, phone number, and email address. And how it does it is it either ask them for it, or it says you can just push a button if you're in Google, or you can push a button if you're in Facebook, and without even doing anything. It makes it really easy for them. And then another technique for lead gen is landing pages and squeeze pages. We got numerous versions of those. Probably the one that's best for sellers is, what is your property worth? And you can send it to all your people. Hey, does anybody want to know what their property is worth? I've got something that will send you back your value instantly. But there are other techniques for getting leads from either buyers or sellers. The next most popular one is giving some sort of a guide or tutorial to a consumer, and it'll audit the technology with these landing pages will automatically send them what they're looking for. All they have to do is put their name, phone number, email address. As soon as they put that in there, push send, it automatically. You don't have to do anything. It sends it to them. So you got to configure all these landing pages. It's about marketing these landing pages and setting them up, but they can be excellent lead gen sources, and they're a lot of fun, I'll tell you. There are other really brilliant ways or creative ways, powerful ways that you can get leads through the texting features, because every property or even using some of those landing pages offers, you can attach a texting feature which will connect to your CRM, and in essence just it creates leads that way. So you'll have to learn more about that as well. I'm kind of going over some of the ways that you'll have to generate leads with the free platform that you're getting. So Facebook, Google pay-per-click, landing pages, texting techniques, and using any of your mobile apps. The number one way is your what they call the Etta Homes. It's the client app. It's the IDX application where your leads or your prospects or your clients can use your search platform as opposed to Zillow and Realtor.com and those other ones. And if they've not signed up, first they have to make an account. If you're a client, you kind of create an account for them. But if you are talking to a stranger, say, hey, why don't you use my app here? I'll send you I'll text this to you right now, and then you'll have access to virtual tours and pricing and pictures and all that stuff. Well, it does a lot of things. It immediately turns them into a lead, number one. Number two, you can track all the stuff they're doing. And number three, it keeps you branded. So if they're going to ask questions, then they can, click they can text you immediately, call you immediately, and keep your picture and all that stuff in front. So the other lead gen thing is the open house app. I prefer to call it a registration app. So instead of if you're in a situation where you get people, maybe it's even a fall festival or some kind of contest, or it is an open house, and you're asking people to register. Well, every time they register, they become a lead. So those are some of the lead gen tools. There's lots of them. There's a pro forma. I'm not going to get deep into this pro forma thing, but I'll just say that the leads are costing. They can be as low. They can be free even, or they can be as low as $1 or $2 a lead, and they can go as high as $10 to $15 a lead. I usually use about $8 a lead for the pro forma, and you'll be safe with that. Some people, you could even use as low as $5, but create a pro forma with that, and understanding that a little below average is about 1 in 50 conversion of the leads. Above average is 1 in 40, and Ninja or Jedi is 1 in 30. So if you're doing 1 in 40, and it's, let's just say, $7 per lead, well, 40 times 7 is $280. So it costs you $280 a sale. If you're using $5 a lead, it's $200 a sale. So those are pretty good. That's a good cost for a sale. It's a lot better than paying someone a 25, 30% referral fee. I can tell you that if you can do some simple math here. So yeah, and if you're using $5 a lead and you're just going 1 out of 50, which is below average, it's $250 a sale. Now you do have to reach out to 50 people. There's ways around that as well. So, and another exciting thing, as we're going after these buyer leads, now you can go after seller leads directly too, but when we're going after buyer leads, one thing we found is that this little house pops up on our leads dashboard, and that means that you got a double dipper, that they're going to have to sell their house and buy. So just keep that in mind. So sometimes the best way to get seller leads is to go after buyer leads. One thing I really think that CINC excels at above all the even KV Core, as much as I love KV Core, I think it has the best leads dashboard for keeping you organized, keeping you from getting overwhelmed with all the leads. It's got 11 columns there, they all do something very, very well. So keep that in mind. Keeps you from looking like that lady on the left. Keeps you organized. You'll never get overwhelmed, no matter if you got 10,000 leads in there, using what they call sorting, filtering, labels. All those kind of help you organize your lead. And there you go. And the main thing about CINC is it really does an amazing job of allowing you to organize your leads. It gives you alerts if things are happening. Like suddenly somebody's starting to search that hasn't been searching for a long time. It's going to send you like a notification. One of the best tools of these smart CRMs is their lead nurturing techniques. And the number one lead nurturing technique are drip campaigns. Now, there's two types of drip campaigns. There are property drip campaigns. That's using your IDX properties. That's a direct link into your multiple listing services and all the pictures and virtual tours and all that. It sends them this. And obviously, if you've got somebody a sphere of influence and you've been sending them these property drip campaigns once every quarter or once every other month, and they ignore it, and all of a sudden they start looking, well, that's the time you make a timely call and just saying, hey, Bill, I haven't talked in a long time. Actually, you've seen on that they're starting to look at houses, say, just wanted to make sure everything's going well. Just wanted to remind you, I'm always here if you have any real estate questions. By the way, are you would be thinking about buying or selling now in the near future, would you? Well, as a matter of fact, Steve, we just started looking and we think we're going to be putting our house in the market. It's amazing you called. Well, that's what these platforms do. Now they also send very brilliantly laid out letters. I mean, they're getting better and better and better at these letters, and I'm getting a really great feedback on some of these letters that really do trigger calls from or activity from prospects. Let's kind of go over what these things do. Now, I always think that these platforms like CINC and KV Core are kind of like the soil. You can't really have a great crop if you don't have good soil. The quality of your crops or how successful you are as a farmer has a lot to do with the soil that you do. And so that's the foundation of it all. That's the first thing. But obviously, it doesn't do you any good to have great soil if you don't have any seeds to put in. Now, let's make sure we parallel seeds as being leads or prospects or contacts or names and numbers. But you want to put as many names, numbers, leads, prospects, anybody, any name, any person that you have any awareness of that may have some inkling to use you at some point in time as a buyer and or seller, or may refer you other people. So you start putting all these people into your soil, into your database, and they have what we call automation or drip campaigns, a lot of automation. And there's a good visual there because their sprinkler systems are spraying those seeds in that great soil. And if you put good water on good soil, well, your crops are going to grow. There's another thing you can do, and I kind of call this fertilizer. You can actually do some proactive stuff. You don't have to do proactive stuff with these smart CRMs, but I'll tell you one thing, it's much, much better if you do some proactive stuff. And eventually you do have to call, and very few sales take place without some sort of face-to-face or one-on-one conversation. You have to communicate with them, ask for the business. Hey, can I come out and give you a listing present? Hey, I'd love to be your buyer's agent. Can I meet with you for some cup of coffee? Can you come into my office? So if you're willing to do a little proactiveness, that's what really makes it go. You don't have to do as much proactiveness because of all the stuff that these platforms are doing. But if you do, that's what you look at that beautiful crop there. That's what your career will look like, and then you'll be able to harvest. And ultimately, this is what we're wanting to do: is go to closings and make money. That's what these platforms ultimately do. Now, again, I want to say this: you want to get all your leads. You can see that there's sphere of influence, your past customers, everybody you know, farming. If you're farming certain areas, if you're doing door knocks or cold calls, Zillow, Realtor.com, agent marketing, all the leads go in one place, and it will start to go to town and do that whole process that we just went over, and nurture these leads into becoming customers and ultimately closings. Another thing that these platforms have, all three of them, both CINC and KV Core, they have 3 mobile apps. One is for you to make what you would think is always working from a desktop or a laptop. Now you don't have to work desktop and laptop. You can work from your phone, smartphone, or iPad. They also have an open houses app, which we talked about. I prefer to call it a registration app because you can use it for way other purposes than just open houses. And then the client app, which CINC calls Edda Homes, and that's just IDX searching. It can be mobile, it could be on a desktop, but it keeps them your client and keeps them from wandering over to Zillow or other places. So these 3 mobile apps are very important. If you're going to be doing it right, you're heavily engaged, and your clients are engaged in all 3 of them. Really cool app technique or tool that's within the CINC platform is a buyer match. I'm going to talk more about this later, but it really opens up to what I call an urgency final close. It's a non-selfish close, because most of the time you're encouraging someone to act now. You look like you're a little bit selfish and pushy, but if you use this technique, then you are not selfish and pushy. You're doing it for them. And I'll probably go over that technique later on, but just remember that the buyer matches. Um, and so what this does, it really does when you're in a listing presentation, it really gives you an advanced marketing platform. It is your advanced marketing platform that you would discuss a lot while you're in a listing presentation. It's one of the reasons why they need to affiliate with virtual properties and why you affiliate with virtual properties. And it can justify your commission. And if you get into some of my training, how I justify the 6% commission, 3% goes to the co-op, 1% goes to direct buyer marketing, 1% goes to the company that you affiliate with, all the tools, and then 1% is your commission. So it kind of helps you justify a really, one of the higher commissions that we could offer out there. So again, your geographical target market area, you want to start creating the perception and reality that you have a buyer waiting list and a seller waiting list. And I don't know if you can really grasp the power of this, but as you're about to list sellers and say, one of the reasons why you need to list with me is I have a database of thousands of potential buyers. I've been marketing buyers for several years now, and some of them take up to a year or two. They start giving. So I've got I have buyers right now when I'm about to list your property. I can probably sell your property without doing any marketing. The marketing's already been done. That's the difference between listing with me and some of these other agents. Some of these others may put together their marketing, may take them weeks to get all there. I've been marketing your property for years. I might probably even have a buyer right now. Now, let's flip it the other side. The reason you buyers need to list with me is I have a database of sellers, and I create a database of sellers that they don't have signs up, but they all say they're going to be either selling in the near future, and if we can make it an easy show, and they might put their house on the market now just for you, or they may allow you to come and make an offer on it when they're not really ready to put up a sign yet, or we can we do have sellers that don't want to list at all, but they are willing to take offers. And I keep, so anyways, we have a buyer waiting list and seller waiting. It's a very powerful thing to set up in your career, and these platforms allow you to do it. So 4 things the VPR corporate enterprise plan is missing, the free CINC platform is missing. Well, and I say number 1, the effortless leads option. Now, again, I got that message last night that we might have that, the Facebook type. And so we'll have to look at it. But right now, until I get information, that's one of the reasons why we brought in KV Core. KV Core gives agents the ability to put in a credit card and the effortless leads flow. We cannot give you a power dialer, which is a very helpful tool with CINC, but you can. Now, these are extra costs, not that expensive, but it gives agents the opportunity to take these on should they decide that they would need them. Now, again, with CINC, can't give you a power dialer under this arrangement. You do lose some control and some customization capabilities. It can get a little frustrating because this platform doesn't allow you the freedom if you were paying $1,000 a month. It makes sense because you're getting it for free, not free to virtual properties, but free to you when you would be paying $1,000 a month. So there's just a little tiny little configuration things that you're not given the ability, and you cannot upgrade to a team. You just have to start paying $1,500 a month. So we have a cheaper version where people can start with a platform with KV Core, and for $3.99 a month, all of a sudden you could become a team. So that's why we brought in KV Core. So, but if you don't need effortless leads, if you're a little bit of techie, I've got several people that just love the CINC platform. They even want to teach classes on it. And they don't, it's not effortless leads, it's doing a little bit of work using all the tools. So another desired feature of VPR's free CINC platform that another desired feature that the CINC platform can't provide is what I say, a quality or a next level IDX branding website. Now you get an IDX website, but they don't let you go hog wild with the branding. You can pay $15 additional per month with the KV Core. KV Core believes that you they like to give you what they call a lead gen IDX websites, which is different than a branding website. But KV Core, CINC doesn't want you to do it. If you think you're going to mess up your lead generation, KV Core will allow you to do it, but you have to pay them $15 a month to get one of their really high-end templates. So a lot of people really feel like that they need that branding. They're still in the 1999 age when we just started the company, and that was a prerequisite. They haven't figured out there's dozens of branding platforms out there that they need to be working on before an IDX branding website. So if you want an IDX branding website, your KV Core is a good option for $15 a month. You have to be a member. You have to be a subscriber first. And then Agent Marketing for $12 a month, you have to be a subscriber paying $11 a month first as well. Those are two ways. I have a whole video and a whole section on VPR Central on what virtual properties website options are, talking about the difference between a branding website and a lead gen website. But I did want to bring to your attention that you'll get into CINC and you're like, I want to go hog wild with my branding website. And then you'll be like, hey, this is frustrating me. And that's because CINC doesn't believe that in branding websites for agents. So anyway, so we've already discussed the pricing. I think that's been made clear. Now, why would anybody pay $1,000 per month? Again, they get for the CINC platform, because I have a lot of people. I know a lot of people that are paying $1,000 a month to CINC, and they're very happy with that. And I think you would be too. But that's a lot of money. Well, they get effortless leads, and they get them really inexpensive for $7 a lead. That's number one. They get more control. It's not a subdomain. It is a full-blown domain. Even though you can get a full-blown domain and point it to your subdomain, but the site's not set up as a subdomain. They can get the power dialer. And then anybody has the option of upgrading to a $15 a month plan. So that's why somebody would pay $1,000 a month for the CINC platform. But to me, it doesn't justify the price difference, really. And then why people would choose $15 a month. Again, they can buy effortless leads. It'll probably a little bit more expensive than what you'd be paying if you had the CINC Premier platform. You get a little bit better branding pages. You get the ability to upgrade to branding pages. You can upgrade to a power dial. All these are extra costs, by the way. And then you can upgrade to a team platform. So hopefully you understand that. And we've already discussed the agent launch pad there. It'll do to-dos, do tasks, reminders, keep up your GCI, other statistics. Leads dashboard. These are terms I want you to remember. Okay, so I want you to know what I'm trying to do here. Write these terms down, and I want you to go to the help section, the learning section of CINC, and type these in and start reading and watching videos on all these topics. This is a to-do list for you. So I'm looking at Agent Launchpad. Write that down, and then when you get your CINC platform, if that's the platform you choose, do a search on that and learn everything you can about the Agent Launchpad, everything you can about the leads dashboard, everything you can about the lead profile. The lead profile is just, what the name would say it is. It's the lead. It's all the CRM information about a particular lead. Okay, it's right there. Yes. Drip campaigns, and that's put a big star by that. I want you to know everything there is about configuring your drip campaigns, turning them on, turning them off, getting them customized. There's a lot of work to be done here, but the payout is tremendous. So you would go to communications, and then you would add a new campaign. They have templates. You can do custom campaigns, and then there are plans. Plans are different than drip campaigns. Seem like the same thing, but plans are more internal. They create internal to-do lists. I give you the best example is you get a property under contract. It'll create an under contract to-do list for you. Drip campaigns are how you're going to market externally a contact and how you're going to automatically drip either letters or IDX properties to your prospects. This plans are for you. and they really keep you organized and save you time and keep you on track. So you go to plans, and then you can see there are templates, and you can customize these things as well. Remember, there are 3 mobile apps. You can get them on the Google Play or the App Store. If you can take a screenshot of that, you can just type the CINC agent, open house, CINC open house, CINC at homes, and these will pop up and you can download them. You will have to watch some videos to learn how to use all these properly. We did talk about, the number one way right now is for you to do Facebook boosts from within your CINC platform. And that there's an example right there. We did a post for paid $70, got 17 leads, and I think 2 of them end up being sales, which was a really good, all in all, that's a really good situation. But but that's kind of how you do it. You got to make sure it's connected into your CINC platform. You can create numerous landing pages, buyer landing pages, seller landing pages, contact pages, generic landing pages. These are all designed usually for lead generation. Filters and labels. And by the way, again, organic lead gen, that's a term that you write down and do a search at the help section or the learning section of CINC. I'm going to show you where that is in a second. Landing pages, do a search of that, play all the videos and read all the information on that. Filters and labels, do a search of that, read all about how that works and everything. And then we want you to learn how to convert, because getting the leads is not important if you don't know how to work them from beginning to end. And there is a science to this. As a matter of fact, if you go to our CINC info page, this is a screenshot of the VPR Central CINC info page. We have videos already posted there on how to convert and how to script and talk to people, all the things you do, both from a technological standpoint and from a communication standpoint, on how to turn that closing ratio or that sale ratio from 1 in 50 to maybe 1 in 30. And so you'll have to pay attention to that. Again, we've already talked about the dialer. There is not, I can't give you the dialer with the free CINC platform, and that might be one of the reasons you would go to KV Core. It will charge its KV Core, but you can see, but look up the dialer and see whether you think this is something you can't live without. So I want you to search these terms as well. Properties page, a lot of stuff you can do from the properties page. Look at that yellow to the right. That is your share. So if you ever find a property, yours or somebody that you've been given permission to market, you can post it directly from there. This is how you boost to Facebook right there. That share little button. I don't know if you can see it there, but it's right below where that yellow arrow is. So you can look at all the properties of your company, all the properties just on the multiple listing service, or all your properties. It has a way of filtering any of those out by going to the filters there. Again, you can do properties. Look, you can even add pocket listings. That's where you do it. See, you click the properties tab at the top toolbar, and there's a drop-down box, and you can add a pocket listing. You can add a text responder. You can look at upcoming open houses, and then you can go to the listings dashboard, which is another dashboard. So there's your text responder. That's that buyer's match. Very cool feature. Very, very, very cool feature. Very great close. If you go to my sales classes, I really talk about how to use this feature here to close on a listing and get them that moment rather than have them be a be back or I'll think about it. This is the number one close for getting them not to think about it and going ahead and getting them to list with you without looking pushy and without looking self-serving. So again, take a picture here. These are terms I would like once you get your subscription with CINC to do some training on, to do some reading, watching videos. Let me show you here how you can learn some more. So again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Go to Tech, we have a CINC info page. This is what the CINC info page looks like. These videos on this right-hand side are more promotional videos. here is where you register for your free CINC account. This is where you register for your account. This is probably the first video you need to watch. I think once you watch this 41-minute video, you'll have a whole new understanding of the CINC platform. Now, there are videos as you scroll down. I did a screenshot. I can only show so much on the screen, but there's many, many videos. The first three on the right are more promotional videos. The ones on the left are training videos. And again, there's how you register for your class, where the yellow is. Once you get your account, and by the way, every account is going to be a subdomain of AtlantaGeorgiaHomesales.com. It'll be typically your name .AtlantaGeorgiaHomesales.com. I say typically, if you have a common name and someone else like Steve has already grabbed Steve, then you might have to be like Steve W. or Steve, some derivative, something close like that. Then you get your account. You'll get an email. It'll come from Albert, our director of technology. And by the way, this is not an automated account that you'll get. It is a manually created account. So it takes a little while for maybe a couple days before you'll get your email. They'll give you your login instructions. Once you get your login instructions, then you'll go to AtlantaGeorgiaHomesales.com. You'll click the login. Once you log in, then voila, you are in your dashboard, and there's that toolbar on the left gives you all the options, the main options that you have. And but I want you to know that this is where you're going to get help. My help stopped working, so if yours does like mine, don't worry about it. Just click updates, and you're basically in the help section. Once you get in the help section, there's a help home, there's in-house trainings, and then there's a knowledge base. But this is where you learn about CINC, and there's really great training. It's very well laid out. Once you get in there, you're fine. But again, we have a lot of training right there from our CINC info page. So I'll do a final thing for understanding. Your free CINC platform does not include leads. A lot of people get the platform. We've had people call us like angry. Where are my leads? No one ever said you were getting leads, of leads were going to flow in. You can. You got everything you need here. It's almost like buying a car and expecting, where's my chauffeur? I was like, no, I mean, the car will take you anywhere you want to go, but you're going to have to drive it yourself. We don't provide a chauffeur with it. We don't provide leads with it because the leads do cost anywhere between $5 or $10 a lead. So and it can be as low as $2 if you work it that way. But now we have a tool where you can get unlimited leads, but you're going to have to bring the leads to you, not us bring them to you. And then we don't really conduct any training sessions. We do, but we don't want to be the responsible trainer because it's too hard to keep up with. And there are much better trainers than us, much smarter people than us. I don't use this platform. The people that train are not even the engineers or architects of CINC. They're the best users, and not just any user, the best users. I'm not even a user. I'm certainly not the best user. So no one in our company is really qualified to be a great training. So we rely on CINC to do the training. In today's day, it's all the training you'll ever need is there. So just utilize it. We're showing you where you do that. CINC videos can be confusing. All right, please listen to this. This is a big problem here. They have many tutorials and training sessions. I'll have to say they don't always identify in the video if they're trying to teach the team lead or something. And there's even another thing. They could be the owner of the platform or a company, or it could be an individual person that's paying $1,000 a month. There are different training videos that are targeted. So some of them will imply that you got leads, because a lot of these people that, there's no they require you to get leads if you're going to get these platforms. They are extra. So they act like you already have leads, or you have the ability to get effortless leads. And there's a lot of things that they may imply that you have when you don't have, because you do have the bottom version. It's the virtual properties free. You're basically a team member. And so you don't have a lot of the tools, not a lot, but probably 5%, as we said before, of what an individual agent has, you don't have. And some people get frustrated because it's like, hey, this video says I can do this and says that. Just remember that video is either talking to maybe a platform owner, maybe a team leader, which has more capabilities, or an individual premier platform is paying $1,000 a month. So just if it looks like they're saying something, just understand that there are many different people, audiences they're talking to. Well, that's it, folks. Hopefully you learned a lot. I think I got you in the right direction. You know about all you need to know to be very effective and successful with your CINC platform. And you're welcome to